How many times has this happened to you? Your RSI is oversold, but your MACD is bearish. You see a candlestick pattern, but it's right under a major resistance level. You're stuck with this analysis paralysis because your tools aren't agreeing with each other. The key to high probability trading, and the reason I love my strategy so much, isn't about finding one magic signal. It's about finding confluence, the moment in time when multiple independent factors all point to the same outcome. This is exactly why I built the QRI indicator. So this isn't just an indicator, it's really a confluence grading engine. It helps me every step of the way know where that confluence is. Today I'm going to break down the QRI indicator. I've had a few people ask about it, and its unique quad stochastic core and how it works, how it layers in divergence and multi-time frame support and resistance levels to find A-grade setups, and how you can tune it to your exact specifications. So let's get into it.
Welcome to Many Millions, where we focus on the many reps and the million moments it takes to build a trading career.
So what does quad actually mean? It's referring to the indicator's engine, the 4 stochastic oscillators, and you see I've got them here visually as well. I always like to have that visual. But the indicator has the exact same stochastic oscillators running at the same time, each with different settings. Stochastic number 1 has that 9 length. This is your short-term, fast-moving team lead, should we say, if we're taking a business approach to this, right? So we're getting ready for a major project. The team lead is going to show immediate momentum. Okay, I'm going to take this project, I'll start running it. Length 14, that's my second stochastic here. This is the department manager. He gives you a standard medium-term view. Stochastic number 3, that's my 40 length right here. This is the director. He's showing more broad, longer-term momentum. And then stochastic number 4 is my 60 length. This is the CEO representing the highest level of institutional view of momentum, okay? And when you have a high probability trade, it only occurs when all 4 levels across the management team agree. A QRI A-grade signal only appears when the team lead, manager, director, and CEO all say, that's in oversold territory. You should be looking for a long. This is the foundation of the indicator. But we don't really stop there. The QRI then layers 3 more levels of confluence to that. RSI divergence. Is momentum secretly shifting beneath the surface? Multi-time frame support and resistance zone. Is the potential trade happening at a historically significant price level? Trend and price confirmation. Is price action confirming the signal with a VWAP or an EMA cross? I tend to lean more into EMA cross, but we'll get into that here in a minute. So this is the anatomy of an A-grade signal that I want to get into a little bit. Let's break down the precise logic for how an A-grade signal is generated. It's a multi-step checklist that this indicator has, and it has to pass all of those. So the setup condition, the indicator first looks for a bullish divergence or bearish, right, on the RSI. This is the first hint that there's I'm going to call this a downward move, and we're just going to stick with the bullish divergence. A downward move is running out of steam, okay? The location condition, the setup must occur at or near a pre-identified support or resistance level. And then the indicator automatically draws these zones on a 1, 5, and 15-minute time frame, and depending on the time frame, it actually increases the gradient or the transparency here. The quad confluence, this is the magic, right? This is at time of setup, all 4 stochastic oscillators must be in oversold territory. Now, by default in the indicator, this level is set to 22. And you can see I actually have one up here that is in that territory. And then this confirms that momentum is exhausted across the short, medium, and long-term horizons. And number 4, the confirmation trigger. The setup is confirmed only when the price closes above the 9 EMA. This action must happen within the confirmation window. And for my default settings on the indicator, that's 10 bars is the look back period to ensure that this signal is still valid. If all 4 of these conditions are met, you get the highest conviction A grade buy signal. A B grade signal might appear when you have a quad stochastic confluence and EMA confirmation, but no divergence. And a C grade might have even fewer confirming factors. This system allows you to instantly know the strength of every potential trade. So I use it mostly to find my A trade setups, but there are a lot of days that I will take a B setup, and I just manage my risk differently. The indicator helps all of that. So let's deep dive into the settings here, and I'll walk you through the key settings that you can tailor to your trading style, okay? This is I'll get rid of this other indicator here. This is what it looks like here. So you've got your support and resistance zones, again, the 1, 5, and 15 minute. And the thickness uses an ATR multiplier. So zones will be wider in volatile markets and tighter in quiet ones. It's fully dynamic that way. And I'm showing this off so you can see my default settings if you're interested in matching mine. Max zones per time frame is 2, and we'll leave that zone thickness again at 0.3. So setup and entry signals, or settings, I should say. Minimum grade setup. This is your master filter, okay? This is where you really tell it what you are looking for, how you want to filter out the noise. If you switch it to A grade, you can see back here, I'll move this out of the way, I've had a few false B signals pop up here. And if I switch it over to an A grade, all of those now go away. I'm only looking for A grade setups now, right? I get to eliminate that noise. I'll leave it on B grade for now and just show you guys why I do that. So set up oversold and overbought conditions or levels here, right? We've got 78 and 22 by default. I know on my visuals I've got 80 and 20. I like to have a little bit of a quicker indication that this is getting into oversold territory, so I leave it at 22. To make them stricter, if you went 10 and 90, you get fewer, more extreme signals, or looser, you could go 30, 70 and see a lot more setups. Signal cooldown, that's these bars right here with the signal cooldown. I have this set to 5, but this is a crucial feature to prevent too much noise. You can see that we're getting a fair amount of noise, and that's with it set at 5. So I leave mine typically at 5. But it's one of those ways to prevent you from getting chopped up in the market, especially when it gets choppy or it's trending. A lot of times you will notice that this indicator, because it's looking for these B setups to barely traverse over the 9 EMA, can get noisy, especially if it's trending. It's still kind of respecting the 9 EMA and it's on a downward trend, so it gets a little noisy. Core indicator settings. This is the engine room, okay? So you can see the 4 stochastics down here at the bottom. You've got these 9, 14, 40, and 60 lengths, and they're designed for broad market confluence. Again, this is a confluence grading engine. Advanced users can tune these for specific assets. I trade ES, but this will really work across any instrument. So you get to see my stochastic lengths and my smoothness levels depending on the stochastic. The ATR up here, my ATR profit and stop loss levels, instead of using static stop losses, you can enable these to get dynamic volatility-based stop loss and take profit levels plotted on your chart the moment a signal appears. And you see we have a B signal here. If you were to enter, and this yellow X at the top is my ATR multiplier. So it's 1.5 multiplier for the stop loss to 3 on the take profit. Let's get over into the style tab now. The compiler fix, you'll see this at the top of the style tab. This is a technical setting to solve a minor bug within TradingView, but it's part of their Pine script. So you should leave it on to make sure that it does what it needs to do, but the color is transparent. It doesn't really add a line in here, so I haven't made it do anything that way. It's just to fix that coding error. Remember, with these signals over here, you get different colored signals, right? And bigger triangles is really what I have here on the A grade signals. And I'll show you what one of those looks like in a minute. So I've got a few different sizes and different colors, slightly gradient colors, depending on the signal you're getting, if it's an A, B, or a C grade setup. Confirmation EMA, that's my yellow line running all the way through here, right? That's the most important part of this indicator to me. That's my bread and butter on how I know when to enter, when to exit. VWAP, I love the VWAP. It comes into play for me a lot as I want my price to magnetize up to that VWAP, but I don't tend to use it in a lot of ways that I've seen other people do. Still love the VWAP though. It's a very good indicator of where market sentiment and momentum is. You can see my exit long here, exit short. Again, those are indicated here by the X. And then you've got the bullish and bearish divergence. Let me scroll back here and show you what those look like. I realized I didn't have any. So there's my red D and the green D there for the divergence when those occur. Okay. That's pretty much it as far as the indicator goes and my settings inside of it. So hopefully that's helpful to you. What I wanted to do here was quickly play through a setup and show you what this looks like in real time. So we have our resistance zones up here. We'd be looking for an entry long. Now we just got a bullish divergence, and now we have our A grade signal saying this is a buy. We're going to take it as soon as it crosses over that 9 EMA. And as long as it respects that 9 EMA, I'd stay in this trade because it is an A setup. I'm going to wait for my 3X ATR to see where this indicator takes us and when it tells us to exit. This QRI indicator is really designed to bring order to the chaos. It's systematically requiring confluence across momentum, divergence, and key price levels, okay? Filters out the noise and highlights the moments when the odds are really stacked in your favor. That's what we're after, right? We want those odds stacked in our favor to know when, and you see that I got my indicator here saying, here's your exit signal based on ATR, as it started to consolidate because it knows it's running out of steam. So if this detailed breakdown was helpful for you, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button for more content. I want to know what you think, so drop a comment below. What market are you excited to try this on? If you're interested in this indicator, hit me up. I have a subscription service on my Patreon for it. And I'm here to help you guys through it. I'm here to support whatever questions you have around this indicator. But it really has helped me trade with a lot more discipline. It's a systematic way that I know B setup, I'm going to manage my risk a little different. A setup, I'm going to let it run. So with that, I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this.